Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized One-2-Watch. Roscoe, introduce the guest, man.
Today we have a man who was undefeated in the amateur ranks. He turns pro this weekend, fighting out of Team KF. It's the cat, Taka Mhandu. Taka, how you doing?
I'm doing good, lads. How are you?
Great, man. Great, man.
Doing great.
So what's up, man? You're over in South Africa at the moment. You're going to make your pro debut this weekend. How excited are you for that?
This is probably the most excited I've been for a fight in a while, especially since the whole experience from landing to kind of getting to meet everybody at the Performance Institute in Johannesburg yesterday and kind of seeing my opponent. Everything has been it's been literally just been a dream. It's literally been from strength to strength and kind of just familiarizing myself with the environment, with the people around me that when we're working over the next couple of fights. So it's been exciting to say the least.
Yeah, you've also gone viral as well over Johannesburg as well, which is always great ahead of your MMA debut. What can you tell the people who haven't seen it yet? What exactly happened, Taka?
Yeah, so I was at the press conference yesterday chatting to some media, and one of them mistook Ireland for being in the UK. And because I noticed that right from the start, and then in my head he had a long question set, obviously written out, whatever. In my head I was just I just ignored the other half of the question and just was really focusing I can't let that slip. So I corrected him, I just got to him first off, Ireland isn't in the UK, and literally just went on from there and answered his question. But it had to be done because you know yourself, lads, we can't let the Brits have anything.
Man, you're an absolute pro from day one, calling out the reporters, no messing. I love it.
Yeah,
Taka, this has been a long time coming. We've been talking to you for, I'd say, the guts of 2 years minimum at this stage. We've had our eye on you. We have our eye on everyone, as you know yourself. But tell us, how did your journey in martial arts start?
So my journey in martial arts it started around 17, 18. It was just after my dad passed away. So I was always interested in MMA, blah, blah, blah. But I never really got into the actual training aspect of it until I was 17, 18. Because I actually wasn't.
By the way, sorry about that as well. I read earlier on Ross Marquis.
Ross Marquis. He had a
great write up there earlier, and I read that. Sorry to hear about that as well, but sorry.
Thanks very much. Appreciate that. But so you never let me do it because I used to get in fights in school and whatnot. So he thought that would be a catalyst for me. So he thought me training in martial arts would be a catalyst for me going out fighting people when it would have been the exact opposite. So I didn't actually start training properly until I met Chris actually, and when I was 19. So I kind of trained for a month in a gym in Rush. And then just literally kind of just fell out of the loop there because it never kind of attracted me to stay there because when I went to the class there it was just kind of got to hit the bag there's no technique. Not saying that obviously it's a good gym, but when I was there there wasn't any technique shown. It was kind of simple triangles and stuff like that. So it wasn't very engaging. And then when I moved to Chris, when I joined Team KF at the time, or so SPG at the time, but Team KF now. It literally just everything kind of fell into place, and I kind of built my martial arts skills from there, and kind of Chris literally gave me the perfect blueprint between the striking, the grappling, the wrestling, and everything kind of fell into place from there.
The housewife's choice.
Yeah, housewife's choice. We love him in the back there hearing that.
Is he over there?
Yeah, he's only in the front room there with Cottle watching a bit of TV.
Shout out Cottle as well.
Yeah, the two lads are absolute legends. Have a lot of time for them. That is one thing I want to touch on. Your frame for this weight class, Taka, is huge. You're very tall. I think you're 6'1".
6'1".
Yeah, exactly. So you're very big for bantamweight. Put it this way, Baz. Yeah. Corey Sandhagen's 5'11", so Taka's taller than Corey Sandhagen. He looks massive there. So what way do you use your body and your frame? And just obviously because Chris was a taller fighter as well. Is that really helpful to what's called in your fighting style?
Absolutely. The main thing that I've been focused on since I started training MMA was accentuating that reach advantage and using my length to my advantage. And then at the end of the length as well, there's a lot of power within my shots and within my strikes. So that kind of played an advantage as well. So it was kind of weird because I always expected myself to kind of grow into a lightweight or whatever. But obviously the world never my physiology didn't never allow me to get that big anyway. So, but I think that benefited me so much, especially in my amateur career, because everyone that I fought was smaller than me, and like you said, with Corey Sandhagen, he's 5'11", but his reach is 72 inches or 72 inches, something, and mine's about 75, 76. So like I even have that extra advantage on the guys that aren't that much taller than me. So that aren't that much smaller than me. Excuse me. But yeah, like that's one of the main things that we worked on. Literally since they came in was just making sure to keep that range and how to use it effectively in fights.
Unspreading it now, lads. The John Jones of the bantamweight division. There we go. Like
that's it. You're hearing it for us now. Hearing it for us now. The Irish John Jones.
There we go.
I love it, Taka. I love it, and I suppose that's another thing. You have a very strong finishing rate in your amateur career. I think you have 4 finishes, all with the L hands and feet, all by TKO or knockout. Do you feel like that is something that your opponent's going to look to stop, and do you think he might underestimate maybe your ground game?
Yeah, actually, it's funny enough they bring up the ground game, because the ground game is something I've been developing a lot. It's obviously like in the beginning, like I didn't have that much confidence in it because I thought myself more of a striker. But as time went on, and especially in the last year and a half, my grappling has took such a big jump. It's literally where it's on par with my striking now, offensively and defensively. So like, don't be surprised if you see a little bit of that coming up in this fight now as well.
Shout out to Tom King, the K and the KF. What's it like to have such a knowledgeable coach in jiu-jitsu in that gym?
Oh, it's like it's actually crazy, like, you know what I mean? Because like you're learning from the best, and you're learning just correct techniques from the very beginning. So like we don't know anything but what works in MMA and in BJJ. So literally everything that we're learning is literally incorporated into the mixed martial arts aspect of it. So in the Tom, like with the Nogi and stuff like that, because him and Chris go back and forth about whether Chris thinks this will work, whether Tom thinks this might work in MMA and stuff. So everything is literally just orientated to work in mixed martial arts. So it's deadly having Tom, and it's deadly having Chris and Tom working together, like two minds that are expertise in their own fields coming together. It's brilliant.
Yeah, Taka, also, like, we want to know a bit more about you as well. What's it like just in the sort of day-to-day life for yourself? Like, do you keep like a book? You write down exactly everything you're sort of training, eating, or like what are you doing behind the scenes to give yourself that extra edge in the cage?
Like, I don't know, because like it's usually like because everything is kind of just done to a T now. Because like I have John Carroll is my S&C coach, so he kind of tells me like what's the right foods to eat and what to be kind of putting my body in, like the right amounts of water and salt and stuff like that to keep me going through my day-to-day training, because it's very vigorous. So like do about 2-3 sessions a day, especially during fight camp. So like that intensity, like you need to be refueling your body the right way, and then like on a day-to-day basis, like whenever Chris kind of shows a technique or whenever I learn something, I've replayed in my head throughout the day or throughout the week or whatever, and so like that, so I can implement it straight into my game. So whenever we're doing rounds or whenever rolling, or whenever you learn something, everyone's always wide to what you're gonna do. But if you kind of set up in a different way, and if you think about it in a different way to get to the same place, it kind of gives people it kind of blindsides people a little bit. So like when I first started, I used to write stuff down, and I used to write all techniques down. But like as time went on, I just saw like minute walk out of the gym, I'd be sitting on the bus like that, like my eyes wide open, just replaying it in my brain. And sometimes like I'd be going to sleep, and like I'd be thinking about what would be going on in the fight, and like I noticed myself just full on tensed up, and I'm like, just a deep breath just to relax myself and bring myself back to reality, and kind of try to get myself to sleep. But yeah, it's more just playing it out in my head and constantly just thinking about it and just seeing everything and kind of just trying to keep on top of things as well. And in terms of like the training, it's very structured. Like there's like everything is done according to the way that it should, and it's on a week-to-week basis. Like Chris has a schedule done out for us Monday to Sunday, so you know that on this day you're doing this day you're doing that, and then you can take a rest. You can take a rest day whenever you want throughout the week if you're feeling a bit beat up. So you usually like the rest day if you're in fight camp, you'd be like a day of pads or something like that. You come down, hit a few pads, move around, and kind of work on what you're going to be doing in the fight. So like it's not too intense, and then the next day then you bring it back up. So everything's just done to a T. Yeah.
That sounds absolutely incredible. And I like how
I'm
much
not surprised
well
that gym, Ross, by the way, unbelievable.
Yeah,
what they have going there now.
Yeah, I always sort of say, because people always ask us, Taka, what's the best gym in Ireland, or what's the gym to look out for? And I always say it's sort of weird because obviously SPG, they have the most pro fighters, but I go, in 3 or 4 years time, Team KF, SPG Charlestown, SPG Cork, SPG Dublin 24. Like they all have so many people on the rise. I think the next wave of Irish MMA in the next 2 or 3 years, you'll see so many guys in the upper echelons of world martial arts from Ireland. I think there's a lot of hot prospects, and I suppose that leads into one of our shout outs for the show. Shout out to the Irish IMAF team who are going over to Prague. Prague, and we have some incredible athletes going over there. So a lot of them will probably end up going pro. Hopefully that they bring home a load of medals. So shout out to all the guys over there.
100%. Hopefully they bring it back for Ireland. And sorry, I'm going to have to correct you one thing. I know Paddy's going to be happy with this, but he actually left SPG, so he's Hulan martial arts now. So Paddy's going to that'll give Paddy a little small there later on. But
Taka's rubbing your job, Ross.
You know what's even worse, Taka? Taka's trying to make me go viral. I actually sent him a long voice note congratulating on moving to Hulan martial arts. So, HMA.
HMA, that's the one now. But there's a lot of it seemed like the Irish scene kind of stagnated a little bit. Like there wasn't many guys coming through. There wasn't many prospects coming through. Well, there was, but it seemed like they just took a halt or something. I don't know what happened, but if you look at the amateur scene now, it's absolutely popping. Like some of the guys coming through now are serious, and the talent is unreal in the country, and it's exciting to see now. So like hopefully now we get a couple more guys in the UFC. And even the guys in the gym that are training with us, some of the guys coming up, like there's 2 17-year-olds called Brandon and Dom, and you want to check these guys out. They're ridiculous. They have insane cardio, and like they've only learned from Chris, so everything that they know is just the right stuff. So like they're giving everybody trouble, they're giving me trouble. So like they're going to be 2 guys to watch out for when whenever they break out the amateur scene too.
Well, that's exactly why we're doing these shows. Like Energized wants to watch this to promote the talent coming through in Irish MMA. Like, I mean, like we're looking to be the best Irish MMA podcast in the country, and then try and move it into Europe, if not the world, but you never know.
Yeah,
but I mean, like,
take over the world.
That's what you have to do, man. Taka, you yourself going into this game, making your debut this weekend on September the 11th at EFC 89. Like, you have to go in with the intention to go all the way to the UFC, to the very top, become champ, become the John Jones of the bantamweight division, or else if you're not fully into anything, you're one step out.
Exactly, yeah. Like that's actually one of the things that my dad used to say to me when I was younger. One of many actually, because I used to get in trouble a lot. But he always used to say, never do it half-heartedly. Like, and like if you want something, you have to go and you have to give your all. And like, there's no point of you going out and trying to do something and try to be second best. Like you always want to be the best. You always want to be the top. And like you always want to be the best, and not even for everybody else. Like you want to be the best that you can be for yourself, and know that you put in all the work that you possibly can leading up to whatever you want to be doing. And like that's why like this podcast is kind of blew up on that last well, because the work rate that you guys have is incredible.
Yeah, what's going to blow up now with you winning now on the weekend as well, Taka?
Yeah, 100%.
You and Taka, tell us that EFC. How did that come about? Because that's much more left field sort of an entry into a pro debut than most other Irish athletes.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it was such a big opportunity now, getting to make a professional debut with an internationally recognized organization like EFC. Like, it's crazy that I actually had this opportunity, but it came about because Carter Pender, as you know, has been managing me now the last couple of years. So he got in touch with them, and he kind of like just like from being undefeated and MMA and me to wanting to come back towards Zimbabwe, where I'm originally from. Like, it was literally just the perfect fit, and like it would have like. Before I would have thought that I would be going to cage rows and that, but like I think this is the perfect fit for me now, especially for the point I am in my career. And like I think these guys are going to build me up to where I want to be, and hopefully eventually get to UFC then, because like there's some tough guys here, and they're internationally recognized. I think they've put a couple of guys into UFC as well. So I think this just played out exactly the way that it should have, and I'm grateful for it. Really grateful.
Yeah, Dricus Duplessis is from the UFC. I think he's undefeated in the UFC at the moment. He's an absolute killer at middleweight.
Yeah, Taka, also, like we all know, like after reading Slays, right up the way you see Chris as like a father, a brother, as a coach, and like there's a massive team spirit in Team KF. Like, and the new gym, it's been amazing things. Like, one thing we have to ask you before we let you go, obviously, is like Ian Gary leaving the team. Myself and Ross, we're massive fans of Team KF and everything that's been done there. And then we were looking at the new wave of Ian going in, and obviously, like, he's not part of the team anymore. Is there like what's the team been like since Ian left, or like is there anything you can sort of say or like not say?
Obviously,
or
Yeah, obviously, like there's a bit of adjustment period because there's a bit of shock to all of us all. But like at the end of the day, like the show goes on, the train doesn't stop, and like everybody has their own careers to think about. So like everyone's been focusing on themselves, and the team has really kind of gone from strength to strength now, and especially with the younger guys coming through. So you can kind of see it like this, it's solid. The team is solid. Yeah, we're a family. So like everything's just gonna move on the way that it should.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what, we don't like to pick sides between anything, and obviously you know there's obviously there's two sides to every story, and you know what, like a lot of that should be left between the people who are involved.
Exactly,
so
exactly.
I always think that. But just to finish up on that, how did you feel when Ian left the team? Because you were obviously friends with him before fighting.
Yeah, like I was friends with him in school, and like the boss made a decision for him to not be there anymore, and like that was like obviously like even now like I haven't talked to him, so like he's off in his own life, I'm off living my own life, so yeah, I have my own career to focus on, and wish him the best, but like he's not part of the team anymore, and that's that.
That's the way it is. So Taka, you're competing this Saturday on EFC 89, September 11th. Is definitely not to be missed. Can you tell the people at home or listening right now how exactly or what the situation is with Saturday and how can they tune in?
Yep. So the situation with Saturday is I'm actually going to put up a post. I'm going to meet up with the matchmaker tomorrow, I think, and he's going to fill me in on the situation in the car. But I was presuming that because I think I was meant to be the feature prelim, so I would have been on about 3 to 4 o'clock Irish time. So I think with a little change now, I might get bumped up to the main cards, which starts at 4 o'clock on pay-per-view, and I'll be able to get more information about the pay-per-view, and you can find that on my page on Thursday.
Definitely. When you do get the information, definitely hit us up with a message, and we'll share whatever information you need shared for us. Of course, as always, we are always supporting Irish MMA. But last thing we need from you, Taka, is we need to know how you're getting it done come this weekend.
Come this week, there's a finish coming anyway. There's 100% a finish coming, and like now that I've become more of a complete mixed martial artist, it could come from the ground, it could come from the feet. But I think especially the 4 ounce gloves now, I think the power is really going to come through, and you're going to see like one punch knockout power come this Saturday. Because I got to try on the gloves and stuff for the promo and stuff, and they're so small, and I think that's going to play such a big advantage into my game. But in terms of me predicting it, it's going to be done in the first round. But whichever way I finish it, it's going to be up to the way to fight out.
Basmo, you can see the excitement in his face when he tried the gloves on. the man's ready to smash.
I could just picture the session after with the 3 lads, you know.
Oh my god, just wait till Joe, I'm buzzing to eat, like because we went up to Nelson Mandela Square there earlier on, and like they have a big huge food hall, and I was walking through just gauging taking little mental notes of what I'm going to be eating like whenever I finish. So like I think they have like 2 pizzas is like it's like a tenner or something, so I'm going to get 2 pizzas, Krispy Kreme, and then a load of beer for me.
And Taka, actually, just we're touching on that. You actually are fighting in Africa. Would it be also a goal to fight under the EFC banner in Zimbabwe at some stage?
Absolutely, yeah. Like if I ever get the opportunity, I'm definitely going to jump on that straight away. But I think I'm not going to get a chance to actually go up to Zimbabwe for this fight. So I think if hopefully they get me back for the end of the years, because my uncle and stuff have to move back from Dubai. For the last couple of years, and I haven't really connected with that side of my family in a while. So it's going to be good to kind of hopefully to have a shot in December. But to have me on it, I'm going to fly over there with Chris and Cole and kind of reconnect my roots as well, which is going to be extremely cool.
No, that'd be unreal. You get them tickets and all, like that would be unbelievable.
Yeah, literally, like it's just because like even the way this played out, like because like I'm literally Johannesburg is about 40 kilometers away from Zimbabwe, so like I'm as close to home. As I've been in like 12 years. Yeah, 12 years. I'm 23 now. So last time I was there was when I was 11. So it's been 12 years now. So I'm looking forward to kind of just seeing everything, kind of just seeing my nanny and seeing my uncle, seeing my cousins and stuff like that. It's been a long time.
Well, so you were saying as well, never underestimate the power of the Irish flag behind you as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Us Irish, we really back our own, and we'll be definitely backing you to the hills, Taka. You know, you're going to go out there and show 7 years of hard work and dedication and put that on display in the debut. And you know what? It's the start of new beginnings for you. You know what I mean? You leave all the amateur career in the past. It's almost irrelevant, except to say you're undefeated in the amateur career when you stay undefeated in the pro career as well.
Like all that stuff doesn't matter anymore. And I'll give you this one as well. I have an Irish soul with Zimbabwean blood. And I'm looking forward to coming out there and just proving everybody right and proving all my family right and everybody that support me.
There you have it, Basmo. Do you have anything else left to add in?
No, that was Lethal Taka. Thanks a million for coming on the show. I just have to give a few couple of shout outs as well before we wrap things up. Kelly Taylor obviously won over the weekend as well. And also, there was not one picture with her, all the belts after. Like, what is doing it? Look, we were searching for hours. We won't get into that. Like, with this for a different podcast. Also, this weekend as well, there's a charity boxing event going on in Galway. We just had Darren Conway and Al Foran on the show to promote it. That's on this Saturday as well. And also, shout out Will Fleury fighting this Saturday as well, and Palahan fighting on Combate Global on Friday.
And we have Conrad Aronowski fighting as well from our gym this Saturday too. They're kind of flying under the radar a little bit too. But Conrad's back up this week, and he's going to smash it too. So 2-0 on the international scene for KF this weekend.
And he fought in the EFC as well?
No, he's fighting on a Polish promotion called Babylon. So Tom is going to be over him with another one of the lads. So
we'll definitely make sure to check that out too.
We're back for that one, Conrad. And then Taka, obviously we're going to leave the last word to yourself, because after all, you are the Energized 1-2
star of the show.
Thank you very much, boys. Anyway, thanks very much for having me on, lads. I appreciate the chat, and I look forward to winning on Saturday, and obviously showing up for the lads back at home in Zimbabwe, back at home in Ireland too.
Any sponsors as well?
Obviously, Line Combat, Team KF, Team Logistics, Evolution Fitness, John Carroll. You know yourselves. So I love you guys. Thank you very much for everything you do for me.
There you go.
There you have it, Basmo. So, guys, if you are watching this video at home, make sure to follow Tak, and make sure to follow the Energized Show if you haven't done already. Give it a like, leave a comment below, share it, and as always, stay energized.
Energized Show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you've done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.